Yeah, we don't need the TV.
I didn't think you did, but I just want to make sure you didn't think it was on. So we're good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I'll call this meeting to order if everybody would stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Elaine, do you mind starting us off on our roll call, please?
Jessica Hitler.
David Johnson.
Paul Brown.
Tim Pierce.
Penny Berry.
Scott Lawrence.
We do have a quorum. No proclamations. Alright, so we'll move right into public comment. John Reed, VFW.
So I've been John Reed for 45 was 6, 7.
You want me to read it for you?
Right. So been back 3 years now. Been with the VFW for about 2, a little over 2. What I've noticed is we've had county commissioners coming over to this side of the hill a lot more often here this last year. So I've been taking advantage of that. I've been talking to each one of them on veterans issues, how to better support veterans, maybe reach out to them to bring them, because we've got a lot of veterans in the area. Maybe, I'm trying to make a goal to communicate with more of them, get out there, to have them come out and not be such a hermit, and be part of the community and help out, stuff like that, because a veteran, we step up. Okay, we do it when nobody else wants to type a person, but we like to hide also, so we have to force ourselves out of the woodwork. The last commissioner I talked to, Jarrett, would mention something, and along that over in Montrose, they do a lot of grants for area or building beautification, type things like that. I know Melissa is working constantly on finding grants and all this good stuff out there.
Let me interject just for a moment. That's Montrose City.
So it's Montrose City.
Yeah, it's not county commissioners.
Remember
Remember that? They were weaseling out of that, remember? But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Well, anyway, but if there was something in that too, Montrose County to help us, and they did bring up the possibility of using epoxy to seal that tile floor in their asbestos floor in our side of the building. It's old, weather checked, it's starting to crack more in there, which is not a good thing with asbestos. So if we can maybe even get just an initial seal coat over the top of it to maybe make it stop doing that. But my goal is to keep on reaching out to veterans and hammering politicians that way out that are supposed to be speaking for us. So, thank you.
Yeah, to add on to that, Scott Harris brought up like they do for garage floors, and they do in a lot of houses these days, do like epoxy floor versus doing anything else. He was wondering if we had tried brownfield or EPA because of the asbestos, and I thought you mentioned that you already looked at that, so.
I did not for the community center, no, but I could reach out to
Of course, the county was not volunteering anything. But they did mention that the city of Montrose was doing $20,000 grants to do murals on buildings. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Thank you, John. Jane?
So, I have a letter from Amy because she couldn't be here tonight about her water. Would you rather I waited until you talk about that it's on the agenda?
What do you guys, would you rather wait?
Okay.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Darla?
So I'm probably gonna go over my 3 minutes, but not by much, because I tried to keep it under 3 minutes, so looking probably more at 5, if you give me 5.
4.5. Just kidding.
Negotiation.
Can I
And
have
she
you
can have
not-
my 3 minutes.
Can
I
I
have
not
nothing
have
to
you
say.
talk and not you talk in case,
Okay.
possibly? Surely I won't take over too long. So, as many of you know, I'm Darla Joseph. I'm the Vice President at Nucla Telephone Company. And I first want to begin by saying that more than likely you board members have read the letter that I sent directly to the mayor last week. However, I did feel that it was important to address the board publicly tonight to ensure that my message is heard, and just in case the board didn't approve for my letter to be read out loud. It's important to me and to the Nucla Telephone Company that there is no misunderstanding about where we stand. I'm not sure how many of you attending the meeting tonight realize that NNTC has been a part of this community for 80 years. That's 8 decades of serving and supporting this area, something that deserves to be recognized and respected. I'm not sure how many of you sitting on this board tonight also realize that NNTC and the town of Nucla have had a franchise agreement in place since September 25th of 1979. That's 46 years. 46 years NNTC has followed that agreement. Over these 80 years, NNTC has provided critical communication services, state-of-the-art technology, created local jobs, supported schools and events, and invested in the growth and the stability of this community. That's why it was so disheartening to listen to the July 9th town board meeting and hear several inaccurate and misleading statements made about NNTC. Not only was false information shared with the public, our physical address was mentioned, followed by the direct references NNTC being specifically called out, so leaving no doubt who was being targeted. The claim that NNTC has an agreement with T-Mobile to raise tower heights for a new 5G installation is absolutely false. Let me be clear. NNTC has no agreement, formal or informal, with T-Mobile or any other carrier for that matter, regarding tower modifications. For the mayor to publicly state that this has been in the works for a while is not only misleading, but it is a blatant misrepresentation of the facts. It is unacceptable for false narratives like this to be shared from the leadership table, especially when they damage the reputation of the long-standing local businesses. As for the mayor to then follow up with, "I was only reading it from an email," is not an acceptable excuse. When you speak from the seat of leadership, especially in a public meeting, you have a responsibility to ensure the information you're sharing is accurate and verified. Passing blame onto an unnamed email does not absolve the damage caused by spreading false information. Isn't it the duty of our town leadership to support and protect local businesses, to keep their best interests at heart, to advocate for them, to help ensure they remain a vital part of this community? After all, we all say the same purpose, to work for the good of the people who live and do business here. And isn't it the responsibility of each of you on this board to do the same? To stand up for the businesses and individuals you represent, regardless of the fact that it's a volunteer position or not. With the privilege of serving comes the responsibility to act with integrity, fairness, and accountability. Isn't it your duty to support the businesses that are already here, the ones that have committed to this community and want to continue to do business here? Shouldn't the focus be on keeping them strong and rooted, not pushing them out or making them feel unwelcome? Now, some of you might be thinking to yourself, NNTC is just a little afraid of a little competition. Trust me, that couldn't be farthest from the truth. We're not afraid of competition. What we are concerned about is fairness, transparency, and making sure that everyone, including all the local businesses here who have invested decades of time into this community, are treated with respect and giving a level playing field. We're not afraid of competition. We welcome it. But what we won't stand for is being misrepresented or disrespected. Did you know NNTC has roaming agreements in place with all the major carriers, and even some you've probably never even heard of? The truth is, many of these carriers had never even heard of Nucla, Colorado, if it wasn't for NNTC reaching out to them, putting us on the map through those agreements. We've done the legwork to ensure this community stays connected, even when others overlooked it. So when misleading information is shared or efforts are made to sideline our contributions, It's not just an attack on the company. It's a disregard for the work we've done to serve this town and the people in it. In closing, I didn't come here to argue. I came here to set the record straight. NNTC has been a part of this community for 80 years. We've earned our place here through hard work, investment, and true commitment to the people we serve. What happened at the July 9th meeting, the spreading of false information, the careless naming of our business was unacceptable. I'm asking this board and the mayor to take responsibility to correct the record publicly and ensure that in the future, the words are verified to be factual before being spoken into public record. More importantly, I ask that this town's leadership remember its responsibilities to support the local businesses that have stood by this community throughout the decades. NNTC is here. We're not going anywhere. We will continue to do what we've always done, serve the community with integrity, dedication, and pride. Thank you.
So Sharon, did you?
I was just gonna give her my 3 minutes. Thank you.
I just wanted to make sure. Anyone else? We entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda or to hold one of those items out if we need further discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
The motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Scott?
Yes.
Penny?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
I vote yes. David?
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
Aline?
Yes.
Motion carried. First item under administrative business is to approve pay request 4 for Williams Construction in the amount of $83,958.32. The final walkthrough is tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Any issues?
Well, we have our final walkthrough tomorrow, so we'll see if the driveways pass the ADA.
They're so much different.
Well, they are.
That's
structure.
They are. We'll see what happens in the walkthrough. I would love for any of you to join us.
Randy, did you happen to chat with?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to
And
make sure you
I
guys
invited them to
connected.
the walkthrough also, so we can review their building as I
I
did
did,
today.
yeah. We had some gentlemen come by yesterday, and we were able to, I think, work it out with them.
Okay.
We used some solution and some rags, and I think Josh.
From Williams, yeah.
Okay.
I sent them an email after I contacted you, letting them know that we had some issues that we needed to address. So
They
I'm
did.
glad they got with you.
They did a great job, they used
Awesome.
a great product to use.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Came out looking great.
Glad it worked out.
So this is the final payment,
No, we still have retainage,
which is,
about $45,000. And this is just their June pay request, so any work that they've done that was not included on there will also be billed for at the end of the month. We will not release this payment until we get reimbursed from CDOT from the last payment, which should be within the next week or so.
So you won't release this till after you've done the walk?
Exactly. And they're aware of that.
Well, I make a motion to approve this payment. I assume it's the $89,958.32.
83,958.
83, did I say
Yeah.
82?
You said 89.
Oh, well.
They're
Just
expensive.
like
Charm,
saying-
keep going.
I claim to be
I'll
handicapped.
second.
We have a motion and a second to approve pay request number 4 for Williams Construction in the amount of $83,958.32. Aline?
Yes.
Joseph?
yes,
David?
Yes.
I vote yes. Tim?
Yes.
Penny? Yes. Scott?
Yes.
Motion carried. Approve the revised Board of Trustees Rules of Order and Procedures, Code of Conduct, and Ethics Policy. And that was after the second review.
That was after our attorneys reviewed it, after
Citizens
CIRSA reviewed, yeah,
Everybody's review has been reviewed, so,
per your direction.
yes. Does anybody have any questions regarding the changes that were recommended or made by the attorney? I noticed there were several items in there that he said were redundant and could be deleted, but honestly, I didn't go back to look at those 2 documents. Did he delete them?
Yeah, in the final
Okay,
document, he
that's what I
deleted some of that stuff.
Didn't put those side by side to
Yeah.
see if he took them out.
That's also why he created the ordinance that's on the agenda for tonight, also to get rid of some of the unnecessary items. Particularly in the mayor's voting poll.
Right.
So I'll make a motion to approve, the revised trustees rules of order and procedures, code of conduct and ethics policy as recommended by the attorneys.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the Board of Trustees rules of order and procedure and code of conduct and ethics policy as recommended by our attorney. Scott?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes?
Tim?
Yes.
I vote yes. David?
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
Elaine?
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. We need to set up a date for a work session with Patrick Rondinelli in August, it says. And that's a continuation of our goals, planning, board training, etc. Did he give us any?
The week of the 11th or the 18th. Excuse me. He didn't really say, he only said not available on the 19th through the 22nd or the 25th and 26th. However, he could do the 27th and any other date. 2 to 3 hours, depending on how in-depth you guys want to go. We could make it less time if you thought. If you thought we maybe needed one meeting and then another meeting. However y'all want to do it.
Did he say the week of the 11th?
When anywhere, he just
Oh,
can't
those are
do
the
the
can'ts.
19th or
Gotcha.
the 22nd, or the 25th and the 26th is our JTC, meeting over here, but JTAC isn't coming. The committee is not coming, so I don't know what that meeting now looks like. If it's just Kirsty, won't be much.
What do you guys got?
We could do 11th, isn't good for me, I got something every day.
Well, the 12th is also the ditch board meeting that we wanted to go to
I have
discuss
that
the
on there.
fishing permit thing. So, and then our regular meeting is the 13th.
Don't we have a work session before that meeting?
Yes, we do at 6 o'clock for the conditional use permit, yeah.
What about the following week?
18th.
18th, 19th, 20th?
And we could do the first week too. We do have a meeting on Thursday, the 31st. As well as Monday. This coming Monday.
You're talking about July still?
No, July 31st we have a meeting, but we could do that first week in August. July 31st is
sorry,
a Thursday. Yeah,
July 31st, we have the water meeting.
yeah. But the next week we don't have anything. It's pretty much a free.
Potential for something that next week, I thought.
The
The 5th and
possible.
6th, the meeting with Vertical Bridge, should they?
They cannot make it that week. It's on the agenda to, well,
Talk about
to talk about it.
How about the
They
5th?
want, that's where I got the 11th or the 19th.
How about the 5th?
That sounds good.
Great, what time?
No. I don't care what time, I'm good that day.
Any preference?
6, or you said 2-3 hours?
We could shorten it, definitely get it done in 2 hours and then maybe have a follow-up meeting
So 6
in
p.m.
September.
6 to 8.
I think 6 works probably better for everybody than 5.
it. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to me, so.
6 o'clock.
Yeah,
On the 5th.
that's what I
2
want.
hours.
6 o'clock.
Done.
No, then,
Maybe 5 minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
Hold on, I have to get mine in there. 'cause if I
Okay.
don't, I won't make it. Alright. Review and approve the committee letter, draft letter that I had emailed out to you all. Have you replied back to that? And then also, in addition to that, this fact sheet that I brought tonight that I received this afternoon late. Mayor Greenwood also shared with us that information.
Has this gone out to Norwood as well?
Yes, they're
Okay.
all,
Or is
everybody's pretty much signed off as a yes for the mayor's signature on that letter.
Oh, no, I mean this.
Oh, I don't, yes, they did, it was a group email, so I just have to go back to see who all received it, but yes, they did.
Yeah, I thought the letter was well crafted and
Mm-hmm.
I think,
I think it needs to be finalized sooner than later so that it can be
agreed.
signed.
Okay.
Do you guys want to vote on that
Do you have to make a motion?
for the signature? I would think so.
I make a motion to approve the, what do you call it, the community reciprocity letter.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the community letter that the 3 towns will be signing. And I think there's gonna be some other entities also signing on to that letter, so I don't have the final list, but I can share that with you once I have it, okay?
Well, you as Mustang Water Chair also, and,
Fire
Fire
some
departments.
fire departments, both fire.
Yeah, we'll take the letter also to NWA tomorrow night for their review and approval as well, so. Anyway, Aline,
Yes.
Joseph,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Jen, Penny?
Yes.
Scott? Motion carried. Alright. Cell tower, so I guess we're looking
I
at
did
different.
have a couple comments.
Oh,
on
go
that.
ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Since this is, I did, as I noted in my email back response, I don't know if you saw that, but I did discuss this with both Scott Mahers and John Pond. They bought different times down at the Fifth Avenue. Scott was there for the coffee with the commissioners, and Sean was there later. He came in for, he had rodeo stuff to do. John made the comment that he didn't think the red belt thing was gonna fly. So, just off the cuff. They had more information on it as far as actually having seen potential plans on the man camps that I didn't know about, so. But I gave them the information you had given us
Mhm.
on around, plus a copy of that letter. And, they said they would be looking into it further, so.
I
just
think
so you
that
know.
they've also been in contact with the land use department over there too, so there was some communication on that, but not too much
Yeah,
yet, so.
the commissioner said they were gonna get local land use
Yeah.
too.
We discussed it with Weed City and Michaela's reaching out to zoning and planning to see.
She has,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she hasn't gotten back yet.
Not too much back from him yet. She gave an update on that today, kind of waiting for more information from Talmadge. So she has reached out though, so.
Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
what are you talking about?
That's what I was gonna ask.
I was gonna ask if the folks here.
So the Four Seasons Hotel, and it's actually Merrimack Ventures.
Merrimack Ventures.
There's been, I don't even know how to, they had a representative come from Merrimack. Instead of meeting with people in our communities, Nucla, Netherita, and Norwood, they met with individuals from different entities throughout the community. And then the county commissioner from San Miguel County, Galena Gleason, she felt like it was important that all of the leaders come together and have a conversation about these individual conversations that were had. So we had a Zoom call and found out that not all of the information that we had all heard independently kind of jived. It was like we were all getting a bit of different stories, you know. So, the short of it, because I don't have all of the data in here to read to you, is that the Telluride Mountain Village is going to gain from this about $2.5 million.
12.5 million
So-
dollars
so-
impact fees for the
Backing
Four
up just
Seasons.
a bit, you do know that the hotel in Netherita is selling, and you know it's gonna be sold,
Well, they haven't closed yet.
and it's gonna be.
They close in August.
You'll see it
For
actually on
The builders'
the sheet.
employment.
Right.
Housing.
The sheet that I brought today, which I just got, said the closing date is the first week of September.
Oh, it's even been put back further.
So then there was some conversations about different man camps, one in Red Bell potentially, one where the Rings Trailer Park used to be potentially, some cabins that are being used or rented at Camp B. There was quite a list of different things, so we kind of just tried to put all the information that we each had gotten onto a list and decided that we thought it would be in the benefit of our communities to write a letter and ask them to come to our community and have a meeting with our community and all of our leaders instead of this dissection thing. Because the impacts on our community are great with very little benefit, but the impacts on the Mountain Village, I mean, they've been a part of doing this, and it's not just the financial that they get on the front end of it, but then the revenue that they'll have from building this hotel up there. So there's a lot of concerns, and so this letter was drafted. I basically said I would sign it, but only with the board's approval. So that's what they had a copy of so that they could talk about tonight, is if they wanted my signature on it or not on our behalf. So our first request is to kind of lay out what we're thinking and ask for that meeting in our community, and then see where we go from there. So
They also plan on housing their workforce at the hotel for the life of
yeah,
the
so
Four Seasons Hotel.
the rumors that we heard early on that it was only going to be for 4 years and then it would be sold and back to a short-term housing. He said that's not the case. They've now decided that it will become employee housing for the long term. So there won't be any short-term rentals or any lodging tax generated.
I heard something else Saturday. Somebody that was at the meeting said that supposedly they agreed to pay lodging tax for Natarita just as if it was a hotel.
I don't think that's
I
true.
don't know if that's true or not, but
It wasn't
If they-
according to their
And this
attorney.
is the
the town's
problem,
attorney.
that we're all getting little bits and nothing's consistent with the
they came
area.
in, yeah, they came in and made plans with people that they wanted to do stuff for them and did not talk to any of the towns or anybody else.
So what you first mentioned about the Red Bell thing is not going to be a go?
Well,
We don't
So
know.
you're talking about, like, for man camp, because we were on and I don't mean to be critical, but the item that we were on was the cell tower. So in my mind, when you said that the Red Bell thing wasn't going to go, I thought, oh, the Red Bell cell tower is not going to go.
Backwards on us too.
So what you were talking about, the Red Belt, may not be a go. You're talking about
A man-
something to do with the Four
as
Seasons.
they
Yes.
call them,
Okay.
of course, yeah.
He
Okay.
bounced backwards on us. Sorry.
Okay, all right. I just did not catch up with you when you bounced backwards, and so thank you for clarifying
Anyhow, we're
that.
also encouraging, it hasn't kind of shaped out yet. All this is kind of fresh and new, but we'd really like to use the information that we received, that we put together, as well as this fact sheet that they produced this afternoon, right when I was leaving work, and try to get out some sort of a press release to the newspapers so that our communities do have some of this information and understand what's going on, instead of all the rumors that are circulating that we're finding out a lot of them are probably not true. So, yeah. Is that kind of?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize we were talking.
So their housing also consists of 5 different properties. The hotel in Natarita, well, 4, I'm sorry, and they can't be, the Mountain Lodge in Ridgeway, and then the potential barracks in,
Which is the
Redfield.
man camp thing.
Man camp.
They're talking about these big barracks that would be bringing in from Texas that would house hundreds of workers and
200.
shower houses and,
250 plus.
yeah.
And they bring in their
Their
own
own
EMS and
meal.
their own chef, and so there's really they won't be going out to our restaurants to eat or bringing any benefit to the
It's just like
community. They will just be
really
housed
no
there.
benefit to us.
And they've offered no impact fees to Natarita, to Nucla, to Norwood, to anybody.
These big corporate people, they just have it in for us.
Well,
don't
they
they?
don't want it in San Miguel County, and they've made their land use and development code in
Right.
San Miguel County so tight that nobody can do that there,
And
so that's
same
why they're
you
coming
right.
down.
Well, and also the initial, introductions that was done by email, it was all about how we needed to regionally collaborate and do all this kind of stuff, which was, it was the Telluride Mountain Village that was wanting to, extend the olive branch after the business has already been done, it seems like, but, we'll see. We'll keep everybody posted on what we learn. I'm sure there's gonna be more shake out of this, so, yeah.
Oh, the job potential is kind of minimal too, because they want to bring union workers to do all the construction. So they'll haul union workers in And then later jobs for like working at the hotel, they were gonna be hiring internationally.
Kinda like Gateway Canyon, so.
Yeah.
So they're not benefiting, not only not benefiting, they're taking away.
Yeah, it's not
Tourism,
collaboration.
tourism, lodging.
It could be a huge impact to the road from here to Telluride, with how many buses are they gonna have to run to get everybody there, and that, you know, the
It's
deputies are
literally-
gonna be overrun, and supposedly they provide their own security too, but that's just on the site, not throughout the towns.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, it's not collaboration, it's exploitation, there's no doubt about it. They're trying to exploit the west end of San Miguel and Montrose County.
And then the bed tax goes away because it's considered a permanent residence.
Yep.
Over 30 days, long term, so yeah.
And there's no other tax revenue from that deal at all.
No, because it won't change the property tax rate in Red Bell, because it's just the thing they're bringing in, it's not a structure that they're building or a long-term addition to the community, so it'll be gone, and
There's no increased revenue at all from the increase of people staying there.
you might get a little bit of sales tax if they go to the gas station or,
Well,
you
I
know, a
think
bar,
I
but
think Natarita's been discussing, and I don't know specifics on this, but you know, how it's gonna impact their water and sewer and what kind of additional fees that they may or may not be able to obtain, but I don't know that that's been settled or anything yet, so.
I don't think they've even met with the Natarita Town Board.
Well, when they made the introductions, they did make the introductions with Mr. Greenwood, with Mayor Greenwood, but unfortunately, they didn't send it to his email address, they sent it to the town hall. So, I actually got a hold of Sarah, their attorney, and said, I really think Natarita needs to be involved, can you get the word out there? And so they have been engaged, and according to the email that came with this fact sheet today, Mayor Greenwood has had a conversation with them on the telephone since then, so that's good. They need to definitely be talking to Natarita a lot about this, so.
So is that your community reciprocity letter that you were talking about? See, that is so, and again, I don't want to complain, but we sit here and we don't have a clue what you're talking about. I mean, even just making a small explanation that's what it's about, because
I'm gonna explain myself, and to tell you the truth, they wanted to get this letter sent. We're doing it live stream right now, so the whole purpose of what we were trying to do has already been, it's gone. We wanted to get the letter to them before it hits all these newspapers and everything. We wanted to get this letter to them. So at this point, it's very public. I'm sure it'll be in the newspaper next week. The letter hasn't been sent yet. There are some things that the board needs to do in a timely fashion, you know, and sometimes it needs to be explained to the public. Don't get me wrong, I don't think there needs to be secrecy, but there's also timelines that sometimes we're not meeting, and this is one of them. It probably should have already been sent, so, yeah. Hopefully, we can get it out in the next day or two before it hits the press, so we'll see.
In the oil and gas field, they don't even let the workers go off the campsite. So I don't see any good impact to the town.
we just won't be able to have any visitors.
Yeah, that's.
No weddings, no funerals, no class reunions.
We're already feeling the stress with our community events, just, for the chamber, you know, people are concerned about lodging for next year's Jeep tour. And if they'll be able to come because they
And
want
they-
to be able to stay.
Yep.
Yeah,
What a shame.
absolutely.
Janelle, I mentioned basically one business on here too in there, whatever this is, the fact sheet, analyzing, using the restaurant space in the hotel to prep meals for the labor team. We've reached out to local sources to partner with, such as Wild Gals, to coordinate partnership opportunities or supply the team. One of our goals is to provide stimulus to the local economy.
They'll end up with no Cisco, I can guarantee.
nothing about family workers.
One of the main things they mentioned in the meetings was that they would like to do their own laundry service here, so that is a business that they possibly could create in our community, because they don't want to outsource their laundry for the Four Seasons, they want to have their own facility.
That'll be ongoing, but that will have a significant impact on.
Water,
Natarita's.
sewer.
And that's for the hotel, that's for their Telluride hotel. Bring all that laundry
Down here.
down to Natarita.
Exactly. All right, let's move along here. We are gonna move to the cell tower
Okay.
now. Sorry, but.
That just threw me totally off. I was
Get
back
after
in
Tim.
Redville at that cell
I'm
tower
sorry.
meeting, and
So we need to come up with other dates, is that what
Yeah,
you
they
said?
can meet, they couldn't meet the 4th, 5th, or 6th, so the week of the 11th or the 18th.
The 11th.
Oh, 18th.
The 18th is an NWA meeting.
County's struggling with their godforsaken midway tank issues.
Yeah.
That was why I wanted to make sure.
Was it, I mean, does it have to be evening? I mean, because, I mean, we have NWA the 18th, but if it was during the day, we could do it.
no, it has to be evening. People have to have it in the evening,
Yeah.
Okay,
or you're gonna have the same turnout that you had when you had the Zoom call. Me.
I prefer evening.
Yes, I forgot what we're doing. We're having a big
We
group.
could forget the NWA meeting, the board's just relentless, they constantly pick on.
You could change it too.
The 11th is the 14th meeting?
I can't do the 14th, but I don't have to be there, so.
11?
I just had one, what's school or?
It starts on the 13th.
School starts on the
The
13th,
teachers
so
start 4th, I think.
what I was wondering, cause they usually do some back to school things.
Back to school.
Open houses, and I don't
yeah.
wanna, just like last time we, carnival,
Good point.
I would like for us to check with that first, if we could, so that we're not. It's
I
just
don't
a-
know when, do we have any parents in the audience? No kids?
Full parents.
They start
We
school
don't
the
know.
13th.
Right.
I would just do the 11th and be done.
Yeah, if it's evening, that works too.
Yeah, in the evening, and they usually do their stuff.
11th at 6 o'clock?
Yes.
Down.
Let's do that.
Right, and I do have the letter that was sent to me from NNTC, and I'm gonna ask if one of the board members would like to read this out loud, since it was addressed to me. Thank you.
July 18th, 2025, from Nucla Telephone Company to Paul Brown, Mayor, Town of Nucla, your Mayor Brown. As discussed during our telephone conversation on July 15th, I am following up in writing to formally request that you correct the inaccurate and misleading statements made during the town hall meeting held on July 9th, 2025 regarding Nucla Navarita Telephone Company. Specifically, statements made indicating that Nucla Navarita Telephone Company has an agreement with T-Mobile to increase tower heights at 421 Main Street and 136 Main Street to accommodate 5G wireless transmitters. I want to clarify that this information is incorrect. Nucla Navarita Telephone Company does not have any such agreement with T-Mobile for tower height modifications at these or any other locations for 5G wireless equipment installation, nor is it contemplating any such agreement. Given that this misinformation was presented in a public forum, I respectfully request that you take steps to correct these statements as soon as possible. This could include issuing a correction at the next town hall meeting, posting a clarification on the town's website, or through whatever communication channels the town typically uses to address public information. Accurate information about telecommunications infrastructure is important for our community's understanding of local development plans and regulatory compliance. I appreciate your attention to ensuring that public statements about private company operations are factually correct. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions about this matter or need any additional clarification regarding Nucla Navarita Telephone Company's current agreements and operations. Thank you in advance for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Darla Joseph, Vice President.
I just wanted to say that the information that I gave last time was the factual information that we were given. I didn't, as I said, I didn't fabricate anything. I didn't fact check it with you. I did not.
That's right.
But we don't have, it's not like we're taking a side on either thing here. I was just giving out the information. This board has been repeatedly, beat up about transparency, and all I was trying to do was just read out information that we had been provided, not that we had any side to give on it. It wasn't meant to be a bashing or anything towards NNTC, which it feels like that's how you've taken it.
And the board of directors, not just me.
Well, I
The
did
entire board of
that. I did
directors.
that. That was never the intent. It was just to provide information that had been provided to us, period. Nothing else.
Who provided that information to you?
The representative that came to the town hall, Ray, I don't know his last
Which
name.
I never did get that email
I
from you.
know, because that was bad. I've been gone and I didn't come up here and get the information to send to you, but I can do that.
I guess what probably bothers us the most is, again, we've been in business for so long with you guys, thought we had a really good relationship with you guys. Why, if I heard something about you guys, I would come to you. I would come to you and talk to you, say, this is what I have.
The way
It's an email.
The way I look at it is what we were told wasn't anything bad against you. I mean, I didn't look at it as being a bad thing. I mean, your business or who you do business with is your business. And certainly,
Correct.
Certainly not for us to judge who you do business with, and that wasn't my intention at all.
Okay, and our board of directors feels like the way that it was presented, okay? It's been brought to my attention that there are 2 other 5G towers that are going in here.
Okay.
That was trying to point the blame at, let's let everybody go to NNTC and complain, and let's get all the heat off of us. Because there's 2 other towers going in here. It's not just us, there's 2 other towers going in here.
Yeah.
And that is the board of directors. Obviously, they're not all here with me tonight.
Again, not my intention.
Okay, and I'll let you know that that's what the board felt.
And
that
I'm
it was like to
absolutely-
get the heat off of you and to put it on us.
Well, first of all, I don't feel like the heat's off of us. I also feel personally, and I can only speak for myself in this, it's only a matter of time before there's a 5G tower here. And for you, if it's you that puts this up, I mean, more power to you. You're staying in business, you're running a business, you do what you do to keep your business running.
Right.
That's not for me to judge, and that wasn't my intention.
I will
I
let the
am
board of
more than-
directors know that.
I am more than happy to meet with your board of directors
Okay.
and answer their questions. Just ask me, I will show up.
Well, did I miss something in the papers? It didn't say NNTC, did it?
It didn't in the paper, Shelley. It was in the recording on the July 9th. If you go back and
I
listen.
don't listen to that.
Okay, if you go back and listen to the July 9th, NNTC is specifically noted as well as our 421 Main Street. And I have people in Paradox that are concerned that have reached out to me regarding the recording that they've listened to. Other community members that have heard that recording have reached out to me and have taken more time for me to talk about what we're not doing than what I need to be doing because of misinformation from a town board meeting. So the paper did not. It did not say NNTC. It was the actual meeting.
And the letter or the email that I read out loud did say the address. It didn't say NNTC specifically, it just said their address, so anybody could look up the address and know, So I get the concerns.
Yep, and the email that you did send to me, the one that I had, I guess maybe we do need to have the other one to understand a little bit more.
We'll get you the name of the person that came in person, okay?
Okay,
And we
because the
have-
one
we
that
have
you did
reached-
send me doesn't tell me anything that we've been doing any kind of agreements,
Right,
anything.
and that was totally a different
And
thing.
so that was just.
And as I explained to you when I talked to you on the phone, is that email had a name of some company, which I don't remember what it was. And at the time that I spoke to you on the phone, I didn't know who the representative of the company that they were representing. I didn't know if it was the one of the same or not. I explained that to you on the phone.
You did explain that.
So, and since then I found out it's not the same company, so, and we have reached out to them for more information, hoping to have it. They have not replied back, but we will get you the contact information. You can try to see if they'll reach out to you for information, so.
So is this someone who's representing themselves as a T-Mobile representative or as another siding company?
The people I talked to were representing T-Mobile.
So is this the same
But the one
person?
sorry, James, go ahead.
Is this the same one that in your January email to Curtis Walters, where you said T-Mobile is looking into, to putting a tower in, going in with an NTC, you need to nip this in the bud before it gets started?
The only person I've ever talked to is Kurt with Powder River Development, and then Ray Faetz, Faetz or something like that, is who I had the last meeting with, and I'd never talked to him before.
So who were you talking
I
about?
would have to look back at that email, I don't know.
This is a guy from Telesite Solutions that had sent this to.
Yeah, so that's the one
To
that we
you.
got an
That might
email
have been
from
it.
in December.
Doug, I don't know.
No, this is, his
Yeah.
name's Darren.
Darren.
But this email that I have does not say anything about, I mean,
It just has a site location and it
Yeah.
was just a request of the
Yeah.
town.
yeah,
To
but
see.
basically this that you sent me says, what would it take if we wanted to do
They
something
were
like
asking
that?
about permitting,
Yeah,
and I only sent that to you. That's not the one that,
That's
you
the
know,
old one.
yeah, that's the old one. And the guy that came in here is not, we know now is not that company, so his name is Ray, yeah. So,
And he didn't come into town, we did a Zoom call.
oh, sorry.
And it was trying just for any government services, emergency services, whatever, and I told him, well, we don't handle the emergency services here, it's Westco, and the fire department does their own deputies are through Montrose County.
We'll send you the address that we
I
have.
can give you.
yeah, I would like to contact whoever it was that talked to you guys.
I have reached out to him several times and have not heard back from him.
And my offer does stand. I'm glad to come and speak to your board if they'd like to. Thank you for coming to the meeting. Anything else regarding the cell tower right now? So it sounds like we have a date. Let me look again what I wrote down. August 11th at 6 p.m. That'll be at the community center, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes. So. Ready to move forward? The fishing permit is still on here. And I think we were still planning to talk to the CC ditch.
Yeah, we should
board.
just table it until after the meeting.
I am gonna call Dean Mason and see if I can get him out there to tell me what the heck they were talking about and what concerns they have specifically.
I talked with Dean a little bit today. Main thing is putting the gate up so they can't go up the gate.
Mhm.
Down
Gate,
that.
trash can, and
Yeah, he wanted a gate so they couldn't go up the ditch, a trash can, johns, but other than that, he wasn't really against anything.
I don't think that, from what my conversation was with him, is it was more, one of the, maybe one or two of the board members that were concerned about it all, but he said the same thing to me is,
Yeah, he said he just don't wanna go up the ditch to find trash, if somebody had to go up the ditch to use the bathroom or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, well, that's why we're
Put
making copies.
So he just like if we could put a gate up across the
Well,
line. so we can-
I'll sweat, I've only talked to Chase and Bob both helped put in a little parking lot up there where you, after you cross the county bridge over the ditch. And, I only talked to Chase and I know Burbage's head gate's right there, so I just need to talk to where the ditch company wants that and we can even pay the ditch company to put the gate in.
Yeah.
We could use the source water funds to do that. They could put the gate in the way they want it, how they want it, and where they want it. So,
No, that'd be,
if they wanna do that, that would be the best,
Yeah,
in my opinion. Otherwise, we can put a gate in, not a problem. Trash can, it'd have to be a special trash can, so I wouldn't want an open trash can out there by the ditch.
And I think another thing Dean mentioned too is to get a hold of Preston, because he's got hounds out there, to let him know what's the heads up that what we're doing. And his dogs will be barking and stuff like that.
Old Burbage wants to muzzle.
Well, what
He's
happens out
tired of
there
hearing now, he's tired of hearing them for years now. Yes,
That's
they
interesting.
let me know they're there every time I even come close to the property.
that's why they're out here, out there and not in town.
so are we just basically tabling this until we talk to the ditch
I
board?
think we have to.
Are we waiting until the next
Well,
meeting, or?
If I get a, you know.
It's
an
the night
ID,
before our next meeting.
If I get a, you know, an ID, I'd just like to go ahead, cause we've got the permit document pretty much written, it's just a matter of getting, cause I have to be able to get stuff together
to put in place. August 12th is the long ways to wait still. It'll, fishing season will be open by the time we get the fishing.
We'll have it all ready for next year.
So how long is this fishing permit, how long is the time frame through that? Is it just like a weekend, is it
It's,
We're gonna start out like a week or something like that, just to see how many people we get going out there, so we don't get a bunch all at once. So we figure out kinda how it's gonna run.
Like a certain number, like 5 per week would be issued a permit for them and their family, or something like that, depending. Start small and we can make it grow if it works out or whatever.
it's only gonna be run through like May to October.
okay?
It's a very big deal.
That is
Yes,
a
it
long
is.
We've been
time.
you've been talking about it for a long time. I don't know.
So had I not come tonight, would we not have heard anything about it with the dogs, or?
Well, no, you would have heard something about it, because Dean just mentioned that it, out of common courtesy to, that you
Well, of course our
guys-
dogs are gonna bark
Oh,
because
yeah,
there's
yeah,
people out
yeah.
there and that's not
And-
common.
I think that's just part of the deal. If they wanna go fish, they can listen
Yeah.
to the dogs, you know?
Oh,
Get
okay.
that, you know?
It's on your
That's what dogs
property.
do. They
Yeah.
don't know
Well,
how to
especially
talk.
hounds, right?
Yeah, well, that way, the people that go out there aren't calling in dogs being neglected and they're barking and all that.
They,
I'm sure we'll get some calls because they're on chains, but they are hounds and they're
Right.
very well taken care of, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's just out of common courtesy that you guys know as well what's going on out there as well.
again, I'm gonna go back to my statement that I've made a zillion times. Maybe it would be good if we didn't have it for the whole week. Maybe it was certain days of the week and then the dogs are not being tormented
Right.
every single day, you know? You torment me every time I see you.
I pull up to the main gate.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, I think that would be a bad thing if it causes problems for the dogs out there too, so, yeah. Alright, well, we're tabling that, I guess, still, and I mean, we asked to be put on the CC ditch board meeting, so if we're not gonna do that, we need to
I'll
let them
talk
know
to
that
Dean
we're
to
not.
see if that takes care of it or not.
And we also were sending them over the draft of the permit so that they could look at it.
I gave it to Amy at the
Yeah,
last meeting.
yeah.
so.
So I guess if they have any questions, then we need to be considerate of that before we just go pushing forward. Just a thought. Okay, we have a draft ordinance 2025-003, and that is the rate for the short-term water usage and remittance form. And this is where you wanna read your letter, right, Jane?
I guess, this is about the, yeah.
Yes. So we'll start with that.
She apologized for not being able to be here tonight. Once I reviewed my historical use and compared the costs, this averages out to more than I am comfortable with. I am asking that the town of Nucla use this opportunity to incentivize the costs to the businesses and postpone the enforcement of the multiplier and postpone the water rate of $4 per occupied room or RV space per night for a specified amount of time, or at least 1 year after the marketing plan, such as signage, social media campaigns, etc., by the Lodging Tax Committee is put in place. It is important for the Lodging Tax Committee to generate the traffic that will help our businesses get to a point where this can be easily absorbed. Without raising the rate significantly, this is not feasible at this time. We need the visitors and we need the traffic. Thank you for your consideration and support of the local businesses.
Thank you.
She has a whole notebook here if you have any questions. I have my own personal comment, but I'll make that as you get into it.
So did she supply some data or some information? Because she said she reviewed her.
Yeah, she figured it out.
For historical use.
$265 more a
Is
month.
that something you can share?
It would be
Yeah,
probably
she
just
just some-
265
That's it.
more,
$265 more a month.
like, that she would have to give to the guests.
So depend,
Now absorbed by the guest.
that she would have to pay to you. I believe.
Which would either, one, have to be absorbed by the guest, or it has to come out of our pocket, which, again, goes back to, are we here to help the local businesses, or what are we trying to do?
In this case, too, a consideration for the town, and we're going to be having a public hearing for water and sewer and all of the upcoming replacements of our old lines and everything. I think, I'm not even thinking this, I know that with everything that we have to replace that is so old, that there's going to be a rate increase. I don't see how we get up to where we need to be and continue to improve that stuff without some rate increases. So it's not like, this was not looked at to be a gouge, it was looked at, I brought it up because I wanna make sure that we can encourage more lodging facilities and stuff like that, and still be able to pay for what we need and plan for these future improvements that are needed all over town. So I hear what you're saying and I understand your concern, but I know when I speak for myself here, we're not looking to gouge the businesses here. We need more businesses here. We need business growth here for sure. So I understand that, there's a limit to what everybody can pay, but there's also a limit to how long the town can move forward with the water and sewer issues that we have, and remain at the same rate all the time. So I think that's the conversation, and that's the balance that the board's gotta figure out here is what.
So that's one water meter there, and then it's just for, how is that additional how is that coming out, that additional 265? She's not getting a new water meter, is she?
No.
So what is that?
She's on a multiplier because of the multiple units that she has there. It's like a motel would be or something like that. So
is that based on, like,
you know,
I have 6 bathrooms at the phone company. Is that gonna be, like, what about the space down there that they put, there's probably one water meter, but there's the 5 different spigots. Is that gonna be, that
It's
supposedly the
It
5?
has to do with
Right
lodging.
next to the car wash, that supposedly there's gonna be 5 food trucks there. Are those gonna have that done too?
There's
It
3
has,
food trucks, but
Oh, okay, well, there's 5, that's the rumor. But, I read it in an email, so it's true, right?
can I have a copy of the email and can you tell me who sent it?
You bet.
Okay.
But yeah, so is that gonna be across the board to it needs to be for everybody.
it has to do for lodging facilities, is what those.
That's it.
With the multipliers and RV parks and, even like the trailer parks and all that stuff, so.
So this is an ordinance that was put in place 2011. So I just am curious what the board was thinking.
In 2011?
No, I'm not, no. I am wondering what the board was thinking in 2024. Well, no, it was in 2025, I'm sorry. That you wanted to bring this, open the filing cabinet and pull this ordinance out of the back and put it out here. That we need to start enforcing this. We need to, I am talking to the board.
Let's be nice.
I am asking, you know what? I am
It's not public
asking.
comment time, they're indulging you. So you have some manners.
Oh, the other mayor's here.
You know what, we can just continue the conversation. We don't have to entertain these conversations with the audience when the board is having this discussion. So if we have to be naughty, then we can stop the conversation back and forth.
I would like to ask my question to the board. I think it's a pretty simple question. What brought you to this point that all of a sudden you said, we need to bring this multiplier in and start charging? Really, it only affected 2 people. What was your, was it to bring more money into the budget? I get if you're going to raise the rates for everybody.
It was an
We are
oversight.
gonna raise our rates for everybody.
As you should,
Because
probably.
we are gonna upgrade our water and sewer lines.
Right.
That's
You're going to
be-
have to. Natarita had to. We all understand that.
This was an oversight when we changed in staffing in this office over the years, because since I've been on the board, which I think it's 2017, but I'm not sure that's the exact year, we were charging the multiplier. But as it's changed in the office from staff to staff, there was an oversight in that being charged. It was corrected. It wasn't to single out anybody, and it wasn't like it's been years and years and years that we didn't do it, because we had been doing it. And then we weren't doing it, and then we corrected it. So I get what your point is. It was not specific to anyone. It was just an oversight that was found and corrected.
And the board,
And you could-
found that?
You could ask Sherry Farmer when she was the clerk and when she was the deputy clerk, those things were being charged, the multipliers. Absolutely they were.
And the board found that and figured out that that wasn't happening anymore.
No, it wasn't the board, it was our staff, which we have hired to do their job, and that is part of their job.
So this won't affect individual businesses, you're saying that this would affect like the, trailer parks, both trailer parks that are in the town city limits. And
They pay the full amount for each trailer house that's there that they have occupied for 30 days. There's no, it's a full rate, so.
As it
On
should be
short-
for
it's
each
on
individual
short-term-
home.
Short-term rentals, which
It'll mainly
is
be Amy and the little houses behind your.
behind the phone company.
the
When
tiny
they,
homes.
when they get they fixed, when they get them, where they're renting them,
Mhm.
Airbnbs. Or like an Airbnb around here, it's just short-term rentals.
Well, and not even short-term rentals for just an Airbnb, but if you have 2 or more units on one tap, then we charge the multiplier.
Because if it's a VRBO or Airbnb and it's just a house, they're already paying the full rate. But if it's the house and say you had a little mother-in-law suite over here, rented separately, then it's gonna have a multiplier.
Well, somebody else
so.
that would be paying would be the person who's got a school bus. It's allowed as an alternate dwelling unit, they'll be paying a multiplier unit. They'll be paying multiplier cost on the rental of the bus and the rental of the house and so on and so forth.
Okay, so question, when my parents were, in their fifth wheel and traveling, they came and stayed. We had a lot of things going on, they came and stayed at my house. It was well over 30 days. They were there helping with various things with us. So then I should have been in charge of the multiplier then? Cause I had a,
Technically, yes.
he's saying no, but you're saying yes.
Well, it is a yes.
It would be yes. I mean, technically, you should have come and asked the board for the variance for them to be there longer than 30 days, because that's the limits in the ordinances.
Okay.
But,
Did not know that because
if everybody had perfect knowledge, then we wouldn't have a lot of arguments to begin with, so, but that's what it is.
That affects me, Darla.
Yeah, that was what I was
So I
gonna
think-
say.
I think
John
multiplier.
is some of the reason that this has come up, and I think some of the reason it was looked into. Because when we started talking about the
Longer term.
longer term,
Variance.
that's
Well, I
that's
didn't-
what's for
I didn't pay it. I had my parents come because I had major surgery, so they were there helping me with my little kids and didn't even
Yeah.
think about it.
Well, it's like
You don't
Tim said,
think about
most
stuff
people
like that,
probably
but-
wouldn't know that.
It
No,
comes
and
out
they
once
were
before
parked on
the
my
first-
property, so I didn't think about it. They were using my water. I paid the water. I didn't think anything extra.
John, did you have something you wanted to add? I'm sorry.
Just that affects me
Okay.
also, because of that
Alright.
extended living
Yeah.
there, so I pay the full multiplier
Mhm.
online, so, but I can afford that.
I think that's exactly was the catalyst for the review of the multiplier.
that was what started it all. That's
Huge
exactly
job.
where it
Huge job.
Let's go back to, this conversation of the board, and I'm gonna pull mine up here real quick and see what everybody's thoughts are on this. I mean, it was presented at the last meeting, it's in your packet this time. Hopefully you had a chance to review it and have comments on what you would like to do moving forward. Anybody wanna start the conversation there, or?
I didn't print it out, I thought it was settled. I thought we were just approving the ordinance, so.
Well, I thought we were waiting for Amy's comments because she had
Yes.
some concerns and I provided the rate sheet and the ordinance to her. So I think we really probably need to wait until Amy has some more time
To be here.
to be here and weigh in on it.
So she,
There's a major raw water break at Lincoln at that old mining house on the corner of Fifth and Lincoln.
Oh, at the stop, old stop signs?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
huge,
goodness.
yeah.
It is a big one, so.
so I guess it's, if Amy could send in her details.
Is that coming out of house?
Yeah, I wouldn't do her details justice. She's pretty meticulous.
If the board's all right with it, we can just table it until she can come next time, and then we can have that conversation with her directly.
I'd like to hear from her.
I would think that would be very nice if you did that.
Can
That'd
you
be
send
great
that
if she'd
picture to
send in
her?
her notes
Yes.
too, though, so that we have
She
something
says
to
it's
look at
ditch
while
water.
she's talking about.
Is it Ditchwater?
So does everybody, we're having multiple conversations,
Sorry.
but is it all right with everybody that we table this?
Yes.
We can have a face-to-face conversation with
Yes.
Amy at the next meeting.
Yes.
All right, I think that seems appropriate. And then the last thing here is, well, the last thing under the old administrative business is the, approval of the resurvey and the new plat on Ash and Birch Street as presented. So this is where I'll vacate the room, unless you guys just chat about it. Who's squeezing behind you?
I'm sorry, didn't you?
No, I just wanna knock that off.
So, this was brought up last time, and you all still have a copy of this plat. I don't have anything different. So I don't know if there's been any discussion on this between people since then.
I went out and talked to Don and talked to Shelley. I, looked at where their current property lines are. I mean, there's so many property lines in this town that are skewed, misaligned, mismarked. The weather certainly knows that.
Surveyed wrong.
Yeah. So I think that, Don had made, the recommendation of moving the property line to where the front fence is on both his and Shelley's property. Because if we move it back, it's going to eat up into Shelley's
Well,
property.
he asked to move it back 20 feet so they could build the shop out back.
Right, and to clean up that back, because I think that back, that's Birch, right?
Yeah.
Birch is, 60 feet wide?
All our streets are 60 foot
Right.
wide.
And, well, that's not really a street, is it?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
well,
only
it's-
really accessed from Monday, yeah.
It can be.
It could be.
So it's,
It
they're
could
not
be.
gonna cut our nose to spite it.
The previous board approved that, so,
Well, it was to correct the
The
grounds
skew on
property
Ash.
line went clear into the middle of Ash.
They skewed Ash sideways,
Mhm.
and it was probably platted that way from the very beginning, unfortunately.
right.
But, to avoid the ditch, the, whatever problems there were on the east side of Ash, they skewed Ash over, probably part of it was to hit the bridge over the ditch going up 25 road.
Mhm.
So they squared up on that and they skewed the road over. And, at that point, it cut off part of Brown's property. It doesn't know if it really cut off much of it. The right of way cuts off part of Painters. So this was to mitigate that by shrinking the right of way on Birch and transferring 20 feet from the front right of way off of Ash, cutting off 20 feet on the back side on Birch and moving that lot 20 feet to the west on Birch.
Right.
So what does this do for my property? Because I live on Birch too, or I don't live on Birch, but when you turn in my driveway, that's Birch too. So are we gonna do something on that? Cause that's also Birch.
Up between you and the next
Mm-hmm, yeah, that's Birch.
house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is only to correct it from 4th Avenue. I mean,
So we change one section of Birch, but not the whole section of Birch? You can talk out loud.
I wouldn't
Well, nobody contacted me. So this is the first I've heard of this. So I'd like to point that out too. So where,
I don't think Shelley was.
Yeah, Shelley's, as I think she is good with what we got on there now.
I am, that's fine.
So we'll take
Let's just
the.
say-
pipe
so what is
piece
that? I
out.
really wanna know, cause you were gonna
Well,
have,
she could still have the pipe issue
oh
too.
my gosh, Preston just needs to.
Hers, like, she like, I can't remember how it was, no, I can't
Can we see
remember.
that big flat?
Yeah,
Well, this is what we discussed when,
Yeah.
see, she's gonna get
right,
this piece
just
here,
before the July
but
9th
she says she
meeting.
don't matter, but
This
she
was
wants to keep
discussed on
this
in the field.
where
So-
her fence is still inside the
That's where
property
that
where it's
comes
at,
from?
cause if she moves
That
it
was all
20
part of
feet
the
back
back.
like this,
So
her fence, her property line.
As far as
fence is
Birch-
back here.
north,
So you're okay
Before?
with this?
there was no
Yeah,
intention to change
we
it. Now,
moved
where
it
your
in
property is,
20
this
feet
came
back
about
here.
because
Yeah.
Browns wanted a
In a way,
survey
they
of their
wanted
property,
20
and of
feet,
course,
they should lose a little.
when
They're
that
gonna lose the-
survey was done, it
they're not
showed
losing
their
20 feet
property
here, though.
being clear out in the middle of
So they're
ash,
gaining
close to the
property.
middle of
My
ash.
property is right,
So that-
So yours, I don't know where's yours, your property falls, 'cause
I can't even pull out of my driveway or I'm in the town.
Fence line?
And if I pull out of my
Yeah,
garage,
Yeah.
my property line is right there.
Right. Well, that's like my
This is
property
something-
on Third.
I'm trying to think.
The,
So right now.
the fence is like
Well, I'm
10
worried
feet.
about my property. I'm not worried about yours,
Well, I'm just
okay?
telling
I'm
you,
worried
the
about my
right of way
property.
is the right of
She
way.
thought it was here.
So
It's gonna move
technically,
back.
if the town wanted,
This
if that's
is
your
actually
property, if the
property.
right of way goes up to your garage, then technically that's the town's property.
Right, exactly. So if we're gonna move it on one side of Birch, how come we're not gonna talk about moving it on the other side of Birch?
But it's just.
The Birch, I mean, I thought,
Depends on what your front property is, whether, how it falls on ash, because this was done correctly.
so I'm sure our property line is just exactly like their property line, I mean, our fence is just right in line with theirs. So if Brown's property is 20 foot back this way,
You mean it's the right of, yeah.
then ours is,
Very well be.
because our fence is the exact same spot. Am I wrong?
No, you're probably right. We didn't look at but if you look at the street where your property corner is, I would say, if we continue that up, yes, I would say
You're telling me.
your property line's probably clear off in the middle of the street, probably even almost across
This
the
is the-
culvert, real technically, you know.
So I guess so unless I had not come tonight, I would have never known about this.
Well, no, unless you had your property surveyed for some reason. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't think, oh, I'm gonna have my property line or my property surveyed every 3 years because something may change. So I don't
They wanted to.
understand why,
Yeah, your southeast corner is come out in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
You see where you-
yes,
like you
exactly.
said,
See where I can't even park my car at my own house
20 feet.
without being in the town.
Which what I would do is ask to have that done, just like what they're asking. And we tried to do, when Shelley and I came in, we tried to do that, but
Then we're good.
one of the members said no, they wanted you to have to come, and then.
But then, okay, so,
Yeah,
and
so
I
we tried to
don't,
get it done for you. But they wanted.
they
you
said
to-
they wanted me to come and talk, but I don't know to come and talk. That
Right.
makes a lot of sense.
I
Okay.
would agree with you.
Yeah, but- See, so like this, property line, oops.
I don't know that you can go off of this. but-
I'm thinking this
Well,
needs to
this is
be
close.
tabled.
It's gonna have to be
Honestly,
tabled.
until her husband can.
Yeah,
come to the meeting.
my husband will be at the next
Well,
one.
That's
well-
there now is outside.
We don't have to table it.
It'd just be, it'd be your section from Fourth to the ditch.
That's why I thought.
Because you're on the other side of Fourth, so it doesn't have to,
Where
but to
he's
correct
staying
that issue,
is
then yes,
outside
we'll have to have
of
another discussion.
Holland Don's.
So it doesn't matter that
And
if,
then it comes
like,
back
one
straight
part of
down
Birch
and
is
goes
this
inside
wide and the
Birch.
next
Yeah,
part
so
of Birch
that's
is
why
this wide, that doesn't
You
matter.
have the
Keep it
street,
with the fence line.
You have what?
you have
Straight
Fourth
down.
Avenue between, so.
He'll lose a little bit
Okay.
from the front. She keeps that, and then she can just have that high.
The whole town's.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
The house on Fifth and Lincoln
This is a new one.
that Tracina has now,
Mine.
it goes clear out into 2810. I mean, when we had our survey, it could go right in the middle, straight up 2810.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're in, leave it alone.
20 feet. Because currently-
Wasn't worth fighting for to us.
It's in the road, but we have discrepancies of what.
So while we're on that
Can I
with the
show you what
Birch
they're talking about?
Road,
This is what, so.
I'd like a copy of this. Is there a way I
this-
can get it?
well, yeah, I can get, this is
Yeah,
mine.
okay, yeah, if I can get a copy of that.
So,
We might all have
so,
to be out
so when we
there,
wanted to
yeah.
do that fence, or,
Because
you know,
I
when we
think
build the
that
garage, okay,
Revised
so we wanted
property
to,
line corner
looking at
the
how
top
it
of
was,
John
we were,
Paul's
the property line was too
sits
far off, so we
outside
come
of
and asked, can we shift the
Straight
property
down
line
inside
this
the
way,
road.
because this is a 60-foot
And
right
he
of
thinks
way,
it's
nothing
when
goes
that
through,
plane tilts, moves
and
up
and
the
narrow
front,
this down over
It
here.
goes inside of.
So they said, okay,
over
okay.
there.
Well, then, when they come here, and then Shelley wanted to build, finish being her fence this way, so she come in.
That's what, and that's, she said she was.
He came in and surveyed this corner for her, which it was kind of already there, and it showed that
But it don't cut off.
she was gonna lose this part of it here in this, and we're just trying to say, can we use the existing fences as the property line? And move this as a straight line from where the power pole is basically across from your place
On the
here.
east, on the
Just
front
draw a
side,
straight line
this
down
is
this way,
on
this would be a
outside,
30-foot
right?
road.
The inside here.
Okay, and this is,
If you want to
this
be
would
on-
be
This
my
would be your
property
way here,
here.
this is
Yeah.
your property right
This
here.
is the new one, right? And it's
This
on
is your
the
property
line.
here. So then, when we asked for this, I actually was asking, we should just make Birch the same all the way
Kids
up.
that are out
But
there
Tim said,
are
no,
representative
you
of
guys
this,
need to come ask to
because
do
those
that.
things were set, so you
And
can
so,
see what things look like.
I've been trying to
Before
catch
this was.
your husband to
Okay,
talk
so
to
his
him
now is on the head corner.
to get that moved over because it doesn't need to be, because it goes to the ditch and stops. It doesn't
It'll
go
be on
forward.
the
It would be silly for them not to
So
narrow
we're
that
not
out to
taking up
that
per yard.
30 foot or whatever that is there.
It goes
So
in.
I've kind of already been trying to get that pushed past this
It
way.
goes in like 3
The thing, even moving
feet or
this,
so
the 20 feet that we did here, we're still 5
And
feet
there's
out
like-
here. Yeah, this way.
road.
And so
Okay.
Shelley's is like 8 feet back into her yard. But we, because we own all these
I
lots,
thought we
we're
were
here to
going
say,
out there.
so this wedge of
all of
property
us,
we got
but-
here, they
I
want
think those- I was- I never
Tim and his brother say Shelley needs to give up this little corner,
Are
so
we in agreement then? that
We'll
It would be
give our
okay.
property
just
here to the
keep
town
property line
in lieu of
running
the
on
town
front,
getting this property of
but that's
Shelley
on
to
the front
square
side of both
everything
these
up and make it
properties.
square. So that's what this is
Always
about,
nice.
is just
Yeah.
trying to clean up
Okay.
the.
And then the,
Okay.
I mean,
And that's,
Shelley,
we tried to get that to go with you
With this
guys,
being Birch, I would have thought,
Are
you
you
know,
okay
this
with
whole thing is
giving
Birch,
up
we should have
that
been
little
involved.
triangle
and we
piece
tried to
in
get
the
that
back?
before that, and
I mean,
he was the one that
I
said.
don't care either way on
Come
that,
ask him,
but I think it, if
Hmm.
you wanted to put that on square footage.
It's roughly, it's the town gains a little.
I'm just mostly concerned about the front. I don't
I
want
get
to.
you.
Not worried about.
Okay. So can we figure out how to get this voted on and accepted or declined and move forward? Okay.
We just have to make a motion to accept that plat.
Oh, great, I make a motion to accept this plat.
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
So, we have a motion to accept the plat and
I
a
don't want to do
second.
that.
Can we have a vote? Aline?
Yes.
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
I vote yes.
I'll vote yes, if it's not a conflict anyway.
It isn't.
Yes.
And yes, we will look at your.
Can I ask, I had a side conversation, and I missed what you guys were saying there, so I'm sorry.
No kidding,
Just
we
real
all missed
quick,
it.
Did you decide to
Follow
make the
fence.
property line to the fence?
Yes.
Yes.
But you're gonna still, that shaded part on this diagram, you guys are gonna take?
Yep.
Okay, as a property owner, I wanna fight that, because that means I'm giving up.
That's not your
Almost six-
property, that's Shelley's that she
No,
said.
no, listen, please hear me out. That, out on 4th and Ash, where my corner is up there, we go about 5 feet, almost 6 feet from our fence line towards the road, even with the 20 feet that we've given up. And the whole thing that we wanted to do here was we'll go property line through our 9 lots down there. That property we're giving to the town, in lieu of the town giving those 3 little pie-shaped pieces of Shelley's lots back to her to have a straight line. It makes no sense to take, you're gonna take our 9 lots of wedge pie shape, that's the same acreage, it's actually more than what you're getting back from Shelley, or that you're giving back to her. So you're kind of ripping her off, and you're ripping us off. And all I want to do is have a straight street and a straight street. Instead, what's that pie shape going to do for the town?
Nothing.
That's my question. I just want to have some conversation with it, but that makes absolutely no sense
All
to me.
right, give it to me then.
I'm with Don. I squared up.
And
then, but if you guys already voted on it, it makes no sense. It squares it up with them too. Right. I'm in favor.
I don't know, I have no idea where it would fall on our list, so.
Dartland would be, it's a dead end street. It goes right up to the ditch. And it would, if you just did a straight line through there, it would give her where she parks and call it a day.
Yeah. It would square even up with
Right.
road and everything else too.
To a dead end street.
Yeah. I'm good with that, giving it to you and then squaring it off.
Yeah.
And then that way it squares them off and puts them back out of the road.
If you just squared up Birch, moved the lines and squared up Birch and called it a day and made that street that went from nowhere to nowhere, a 30-foot street, you still got a
Dartmouth's
7-foot street
property
you
is
never used.
not under this discussion.
Yeah.
It was, but it was at first, and then it got rejected because it made too much sense, but yes.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that be that as it may, as I asked Shelley, and she seems very okay with this, that's why we voted.
Can I make a comment? I mean, I don't know
This
what all
one,
of you
sure.
guys have covered out here, but,
Jason Taylor.
pardon, okay. So, here's the thing. I'm not willing to give up our triangle, our 5 feet at the corner over here that tapers down to Shelley's line, yes, because
Okay.
that's what this plat is saying, we're giving up that triangle, unless it's to give it up to Shelley.
That's
okay?
right.
Otherwise, why are you messing with our property lines if
Right.
you're going to take that off the back of hers? You don't get to take
It's
both,
not.
you take one or the other.
They
The
are.
plat shows it giving it to Shelley.
And taking,
Right.
taking the corner off the back and taking off our triangle off the front of our property
Absolutely.
too. That's what the new plat shows.
From the original pin that was in the middle of the road, and the 20 feet that the town said, okay, we'll shift the lots back 20 feet. That still moved it 5 foot and some inches from our actual existing fence line to the street.
Yeah.
And you guys are talking, you wanna take that 5 foot and it
Wedge.
pies down across our, whatever it is, 11 lots that we have there, and take that square footage from us.
Because
To our
that is
fence
what
line.
you proposed.
No,
We,
only
no,
if.
we proposed giving
If-
that
if-
up so Shelley didn't have to give up anything and kept her front yard.
She
So you
Work that way.
took the triangle and took the triangle off the back.
That's exactly right. She's one of 16 people in the town that takes care of her yard, and you're gonna take that property from her. It makes no sense.
Those, the numbers, the trade-offs are listed on that plat.
So it takes both triangles to make that little section up of her front yard.
Don't.
What, almost 10 feet?
I wish you guys would have done your homework as a board and looked at this stuff, for crying out loud. And you were invited to come to the property.
Did I come out to your property?
One.
Yes, I did.
One board member came. Two, sorry, we came before when this started. Two came. And here we are, everybody's looking like does in the headlight about it.
I've talked to Shelley about it. And
I did
I'm all
too.
for
I was for the last meeting, leaving the street as it is, since it's already that way also, and nobody losing, giving up their lots to the town. Just to straighten it out.
Yeah, I don't get that.
If we straighten it out, we're gonna give property away as a town, and then everybody's gonna come by and want to straighten their properties out, and then the town's gonna lose more property
You're gonna
as we
set a
go.
precedent for arguing about everything
And
in this town.
I guess I'm where, like Shelley said she would be alright with it, that's where I was looking at it. You guys got your 20 feet to build your shop, I thought you'd be happy, but maybe this is something that we look at in the future of not doing anymore. Like we're fighting, we gave you guys something so you could build a shop, cause that's
We-
what
we
you want.
treated-
We did that before we even built it.
You got 20 feet and we exchanged, that was an even
You
exchange.
didn't give us
of property.
nothing,
You didn't
and we
us
give up an
anything.
extra more square footage. You didn't give us anything. We have been the ones that gave to the town. from step one.
So like, if we squared off the triangle to give you back what was it, 100 and some square feet?
Doesn't work.
It's not 100, it's more than that.
I don't remember where it was in there.
Did you even look at the paperwork besides today?
No, I looked at it last time.
Really?
Yes.
I calculated it last time, I can't remember the numbers. Give me a minute and I'll look at it.
The town comes out a little way on square footage.
But if I remember
But
right,
it
it was
is
like
like
a, it was like a, it was like a 10 by 15.
Yeah. It's
Square, it wasn't-
average, no.
And so how big is that you're taking from Shelley?
But is Shelley fighting over this? You are. It's not Shelley. Like if
But-
Shelley come to talk to us, like yeah, we'd probably talk to Shelley. But you arguing over it don't make it any better.
But he was gonna do it in an agreement that went to Shelley, not to the town.
Well, it did, but it's not an even trade.
No, you're getting more from us. The town's getting more property from us as a property owner than you're getting from Shelley, but you're taking Shelley's as well, than what you're giving up to Shelley. The Brown property would give up more square footage to the town than you would gain, or the town would lose giving to Shelley to square up the back fence on Birch.
I don't have it in front of me, it wasn't that much, no, it wasn't.
Well, it's only been talked about for the last, I don't know how many months, and nobody's got the information. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, it's over there.
154 square feet. So Browns get to Ash 6,034 square feet, and the Browns take from Birch 5880, so that's 154 feet. Shelley, Painter to Ash, let's say 1469,
Should be almost 200 square feet.
1260, yeah. 209 feet. That's what we're talking about.
Did you guys already vote on this?
They did.
Yeah.
We did.
They voted to take Shelley's corner off.
Alright.
So it's a moot point, the discussion, really.
Okay, let's just finish this up.
And Darla brought up the point that she got sick of it. You guys have.
I think I brought that up when I presented this in the beginning, is that why wasn't Birch Street done as a whole? It would help the entire street, and I couldn't participate in that, I just made the presentation on behalf of Shelley and Don and I. The 20 feet swap straight over, suggested the Birch Street be the whole way, the board did not vote that way, so
Thank
I
goodness I
agree.
came tonight.
I agree that it should have been done that way, so.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna have to, somebody's gonna have to pay for the surveys. It's just, that's.
They've had theirs surveyed, her mom and dad had it surveyed, that's
Yeah,
how,
it's,
That's how I
yeah,
knew where it
that's
was.
how we had an idea where our property line was, is
as long as
because
you've
of her
got
mom
that
and
survey,
dad.
then that can be done on paper.
Alright, we have another first reading of an ordinance 2025-002. This is an ordinance amending ordinance 2018-01, the voting rights of the mayor for the town of Nucla. So apparently, when that was voted on, help me out, Melissa, you're on this. It
It
did
contradicted the statutory
Contradicted.
laws of the state of Colorado, so this just clears it up.
So this is just a first reading.
Because
of
the
that.
mayor already has the voting right,
Right.
it's statutory. So, it's first reading, you read it?
So it'll be on the agenda for next
Mhm.
meeting, alright.
Yeah, and the adoption won't be until, August 13th, but it won't go into effect until August 30th, 30 days after first publication.
Alright, so let's just bust through the rest of these and get done here. I don't think there was any report, or was there for weed seed?
No.
Okay. Mustang Water Authority, we moved our meeting that should have been Monday to tomorrow night. The joint meeting is set for next Monday, the 28th, at the community center. Already forgot the time, 7 p.m. So we don't have anything new on that at the moment. Chamber of Commerce also delayed their meeting until the end of the month. There's not been a housing meeting, and I think WITSA is meeting tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Elaine?
Yes.
So Public Works reports were in your shared folder. We're just gonna skip down here. All the other reports were in there, and we'll have Melissa give hers next.
Okay, well, we're in budget season, so if any of you have anything that you would like to look at, please let me know. We'll have a work session for that in September since our meeting schedule is getting full. San Miguel Power is having, the power shut off on August 6th from 7 to 10 a.m. So we will be opening the office at 10 a.m. that day.
I have a question about that. They said they did 5 hours.
And they only allow for,
and they allowed for 4.
I
so
don't know.
was-
We'll still come in at 10 and
I'm
it's
just.
pretty dark in here without lights. It's no
We
building,
were
not very.
wondering at the restaurant was what we were.
Oh,
It's because we'll either open at, noon or we'll close that day.
we might check with San Miguel Power and see if it's only gonna be 4 hours, cause that's all they said in their email to me was it was from 6 to 10. July 31 is our public meeting for the water and sewer projects. Our engineers will be in town to give any information. I posted it. Another note on the water and sewer, West Water Engineering has a box of documents regarding our wastewater treatment facility. If we have anybody going to Junction, we could stop and pick them up.
My wife's gonna be there on Monday.
On Monday, would she be willing to do
Well, I
that?
imagine have they moved their office, do you know?
Not to my knowledge, but I will find out.
Still over there at.
Horizon, the upper Horizon Court or whatever. I will ask, and then I will get with Christina and see if she
Okay,
knows.
that's good, cause I don't remember.
I'll write it down. Final walkthrough on the street project is tomorrow at 11 a.m. The splash pad is still down. It has something to do with the sensor. They're troubleshooting it, and I have told them that they need to make it a priority. And then the cell tower, we've scheduled that meeting for the 11th.
Board have any questions for Melissa? If not, I'll make a motion, or I'll entertain a motion. Oh, we have an, I'm sorry. We have an executive session, I'm sorry. So I need a motion to go into executive session, please.
Make a motion to go into executive session. Under CRS 24-6-402, 4F, to discuss personnel matters except if the employee who is the subject of the session has requested an open meeting, or if the personnel matter involves more than one employee, all the employees have requested an open meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to go into executive session for CRS 24-6-402-4F as stated by trustee Barry. Scott?
Yes.
Penny?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
I vote yes. David?
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
Aline?
Yes.
Okay. We'll now be going into executive session.